Hi, Joan Sotkin here, and I want to ask you a question today. Are you a needy networker? First, let me say that I love networking as a marketing method and just as a way of meeting new people and increasing my world. And I see a lot of people who I call needy networkers. And the other day I was talking to one of my clients, and it was real clear that she was a needy networker. So I got to see this fairly clearly, and I wanted to talk to you about it. Needy networking is when you go into a networking situation where you need to have something happen, where you really want business. And when you meet people, your hope is they're going to love you and hire you to do something or buy something from you, where you're actually thinking of it in terms of selling rather than just making contact with the world and letting people know who you are. And the attitude to have when you're networking is that you're just going out to meet people and to find out about them. The thing that scares a lot of people about networking is, oh, I have to talk about myself and I don't like to sell myself. Well, you don't have to. Basically, what you have to do, or what you ought to do, I think, is just find out about other people. When someone says hi to you, you ask them what they do and how they spend their day and what they like to do, and just ask them a lot of questions. And at some point, if there's a match between the two of you, they will probably say, and what about you? The people who don't say, and what about you, probably aren't good prospects in the long run anyhow. And you're just going there to find out about people. I know I had a client who had been in corporate and was a sales manager in corporate and very good at it. And then he decided to go into business for himself as a consultant. So he knows how to sell. And he just couldn't get himself to get his business going because the thought of doing cold calls and calling on people to sell his services was really scary to him. So I said to him one day, I said, why don't you just call people and say, let's get together. I'd like to find out about you and your business. So he started doing that. And after the first couple, he wound up with a $20,000 a month contract. Pretty good. Because his attitude was not needy. He was not meeting someone because he needed to sell them something. He was just trying to find out about them. I belong to a networking group in Santa Fe and Albuquerque. Then they've got a chapter in Phoenix called the Trusted Advisors Network. And we meet once a month in any one of a number of places, so I can go to a number of different meetings. And the whole idea of this networking group is to give to get, where you learn how to give what you have, to offer your advice, your information to other people, to get to know other people. You never do business with people just because you just met them. So at the Trusted Advisors Network, after each meeting, we set up what's called a 4-by, where you set up a meeting with 3 other people, and during that meeting, each person gets to talk a little bit about themselves, not necessarily about business. Our goal is to learn about each other. And then it's encouraged that we have one-to-one meetings with each other. I've belonged to that group for quite a few years. This is, I think, my 4th year. And it's not that I get a lot of business from it. What I get from it is support and information. I've really learned a lot about my place in the business world and how I can serve people better. So when I go to these meetings, I don't go, oh, who's going to hire me? What kind of client can I get? It's just to be present. I assume that wherever we are at any moment in time is the right place to be. And if you just kind of smile and talk to people, you're going to have an advantageous meeting with someone. Again, if you're not needy, it's that, oh, I wish someone would get to know me, and I wish someone would love me, and I wish someone would buy from me. That's needy networking. Confidence is what matters. I've been reading a book called The Confidence Code, and in it they talk about how people judge other people not by competence, but by confidence, that a lot of people get away with things just because they are confident. So when you go into a networking event, whether it's a large group or a one-to-one, just be confident. Remember, in the last video, I talked about my dog Angel's way of approaching life, which I think is great, which is I'm here, I have every right to be here, and I know you're going to love me. And so when you're going into a networking situation, before you go in there, say something like that to yourself and get yourself pumped up and just say hi to people. That's all you really have to know how to do, because people want to talk. And if you're the first one to say, hi, I'm Joan, or I'm whoever you are, you shouldn't say I'm Joan, but hi, and what do you do, and learn about them. That's good networking, not needy networking. So I hope you'll try some networking. Actually, I'd like to say that I used to go to a lot of Chamber of Commerce events, and a lot of people are scared of those, and I can see why. I don't see them as really great ways of networking. Even though I went to chamber events for a really long time, my value that I found from the chamber was not from the mixers where it's just, hello, how are you, here's my business card, but by becoming active in the organization. That's the kind of networking that works, where you become active and an active participant in an organization. So I hope that helps, and that'll keep you from being a needy networker. And I hope you'll tune in next time. Bye now.